Now we're on to step 2, adding custom fields for the Government Benefit Assessment integration with Filevine. You can see here on the screen, we have already created the Government Benefits section. So now that it's created, once you save it, you should have the ability to set up the custom section setup. So there are 3 different fields that we will create as part of this step. I have pre-configured these to save time on the video, but we'll go through them step by step. The first field that we will create is called the Date Assessment Sent. So if you click on it, the field type is a date field. The field prompt, we recommend you put something like Date Assessment Sent. And this is the date, you'll record in this field the date that you send an email to the client asking them to complete the assessment. We recommend you list row 1, number 1 in the order in row, keep the visibility to show, always, and then we have some internal notes here that we have added. It says, please record the date the email containing the link to the Government Benefit Assessment was sent to the client. Once you have entered that information, you can go ahead and click on Save. The next field we will create is another date field. So this is the date that the information letter that our law firm prepares was sent to the client. So again, you'll choose from the field type date. You can type date info letter or information letter received. We put it also in the first row. We'll put it number 2 in the order of that row. Visibility is also show, always. And then the internal notes says, please record the date Toombs Maxwell LLP sent the government benefit information letter to the client. And go ahead and click on Save. And finally, we're going to set up an action button. So we'll again add another custom field. You do that by pressing this green plus button. Again, I've already created these here. So the widget type here is an action button. The action button type is the send email button. And then the widget prompt is email assessment link to client. You can choose the icon that you want. Again, here we chose, I believe it was mail or envelope. You can go ahead and select OK. And then we have the button title the same as the widget name, which is email assessment link to the client. Now what we are going to do is set up the email that will be populated with the fields from Filevine so that each time you click on this button for each client, this information is already populated. So for the to field, you will want to copy your firm's client email. And by default, this is the merge field. In the CC, you can CC the project email so that you have a record that it was sent, always within the project. And then we also ask that you send a CC to assessment@tombsmaxwell.com. That way we know who to be looking out for and who may be completing the assessment soon. This again says the CC the project. You'll see if you click that, it just adds that project email. Next, the subject you can modify, but we have an example here that says first name. So John, please complete this short questionnaire. And then we have a body of an email that inserts the first name and it says that we've asked the third-party law firm to provide you with information regarding the impact a legal settlement may have on the government benefits you're currently receiving. You can see here it has a variety of information. This information we will fill out together because we'll have a dedicated landing page on the benefitassessment.com domain for your law firm. And then here you'll enter your law firm's name. And again, your firm is welcome to customize this language however you see fit. But here's a quick sample of what that language looks like. Once we've entered that information, what we can go ahead and do down here is we'll say it's on the second row. And you can say order 0 or 1. It's the only thing on the row, so it shouldn't matter. And again, visibility will say show, always. If you want to add internal notes, you're welcome to do that. We'll go ahead and click on save or update. If it's the first time you created the custom field, it will say save. So now we can see the 3 custom fields. Over here on the right, it shows the row and the order within the row. So these first 2 fields are on the first row, and this action button is on its own row. So if we navigate to a sample client or any client project, you can see here, if we click on the Government Benefit tab, we can see these fields. We have the date the assessment sent, which is just a date selection field. We have a date the information received, and we have an email assessment link to the client button. So what we can do is, let's say that we sent this email today. We can then click on this email. We'll save changes and send the email, and it will open your email provider with that sample language. So it fills in your client's email address. It includes the CC for the client project. It fills in their first name, and mine is sample client, so this is their first name. It will include a link to your firm's dedicated landing page and all the other relevant details. You can go ahead and click send, and that will send it to your client. And that is all we need to do for step 2, creating and adding those custom fields.